Hey, what's up guys? Dalman Singh. You guys are watching Sikh Arms. Today we're going to discuss holsters. Three of my most used and my favorite holsters so far, and they all for different applications. If you're looking at conceal carry, actually before I even get into any of this, I do want to point out the three holsters that I'm going to talk about. They're from three different companies. I'm not paid by any of them. I don't even know these guys personally. They're just good holsters, right? So I definitely want to make sure you guys know what to look for, what's a good quality holster, what kind of holster you should, in general, go for, whether it's tier to your gun or a light on your gun, which is what I think it should be. So the first holster I want to discuss is the Tier 1 concealment holster, the MSP, the Modern Samurai Project one. This is an appendix carry holster. That's typically how I carry. I've had numerous other appendix carry holsters, and none were as comfortable or help conceal the gun as much as this one does. Right? It's just a very good holster. A lot of issues that people face when carrying are either related to their belt or their holster, or a combination of both. For the belt, we'll do a different video, but for holster, this is a very good holster. I'll put it on, I'll show you guys later how well it conceals a full-size 2011 staccato. It's got a light, a red dot, but it pretty much disappears on your body. Some of the features that help all that is, one, it's got a wing, which pretty much is kind of like a counterweight. It pushes up against your belt and pushes the gun back into you more. And then behind it, you can also get a wedge right from Tier 1 Concealment, right from their website. Put a wedge on there. Just, it's like leverage, right? If this is hitting your belly, it pushes the gun back more towards you, more inside your gut, essentially. Thus, less printing. Also, guys, this holster is not molded for my gun. It's molded for the light. And this is Surefire X300. It's a very good light, and I recommend putting a light on your gun. There's obviously more benefits than just the obvious, hey, it lets you see in the dark, right? It does add a little bit more weight up front of your gun, so it does help mitigate a little bit of muzzle rise. When guys want to cheat in USPSA or competition, they'll put lead or steel rods in there to make it even heavier. So typically they'll make you show them that it actually works. So that's one other benefit. Third benefit is you can get holsters that are molded to your light, right? Like this one is molded to this light. I can take that light off and put it on a Glock, and it'll work in this same holster. I don't need to buy an additional holster. I can take it off and put it on a Shadow Systems or a different gun. As long as the light fits on there, it should fit in this holster, right? There might be a few guns that just don't, but majority of guns will work with just the one holster. Either you have lights in all of them, or just swap it out when you need. All right, guys, so let's talk about an outside the waist holster. Here's a Ragnarok SD by TRX Arms. This is a very good holster as well. And then you can also run a suppressed gun with this. Essentially, you just heat these little lips up right here, and then you bend them, put the suppressor with the gun in there, let it cool, and then it'll stay in that shape, right? So you can carry suppressor or not. I don't really carry a suppressor on my gun, but it's molded to this light. It's a very lightweight holster. It's very quick. Overall, it's a very good holster. And again, I can use multiple guns because it's not molded to the gun, it's molded to the light. And that's kind of the key point after this, right? Don't get your holsters molded to your gun. Get them molded to your light. So I have another outside the waistband holster because I typically run this on like a metal belt that I'll use for classes and stuff. So this one is like a mid drop. However, if you're in my belt setup has a thigh strap, so you can run around with this and it'd be fine. But when I go for like USPSA, you can't use the thigh strap. Then this whole thing wobbles around. So for that, I was recommended the Philster holster by Jake. Thank you, Jake. This is a cool holster. So this is essentially the same thing, right? This is also molded for the light. I can put numerous guns in here, as long as it's the light, it'll work. This one hooks right onto your belt and locks in place, and you can run around with this. You don't need a thigh strap, and it's not really going anywhere. It'll be just fine. So you can obviously use this for even concealed carrying if you're gonna wear a hoodie or a bigger shirt over, but you don't want this in your pants, right? You want it outside the waistband. Obviously, you can still conceal it with other clothing material, or if you're just competing or training, you can use this as well. It's a very good holster, honestly. Most people don't even need this. So if anything, tier 1 concealment and filster. If you do want another one, because I have multiple belts, for like this one I use in my everyday carry belt, carry it every day. This one is on my USPSA belt, and this is on my standard like battle belt I use for classes and stuff. So I just don't want to swap them back and forth. I have 3, but most people probably don't need 3. But even, hey, if you need 3, that's only 3 holsters for like all of your guns, rather than a holster per gun, right? Get it molded to your light. That's the moral of the story, and get these holsters. All right, we're gonna make this full size 2011 with a light and red dot disappear. There you go. It's the same size shirt I normally wear anyways. It's a full size gun that you can't even see in there, right? Right now it's right in the middle. You could obviously move it to the side if you want more. Some people like it to one side. I typically like it right in the middle. Here, let me move it a bit more. There you go. See, when it's at the side, I noticed you could kind of see the base of the mag, the base plate, but it's also extended, right? You can get a standard one that's flush and you won't see it. Also, most people are pretty oblivious. They won't notice even if it's printing more than this. Gun people tend to notice because we know what we're looking for and we see that. Majority of the population has no idea. They're usually just busy looking at their phone or just distracted by other things. So, get a good holster, get a good belt. Tier 1 Concealment also sells really good belts on there for everyday carry. It's like the core belt, I believe it's called. There's also a next belt you can buy off Amazon or something. It's pretty good too. We'll do a belt video later, but for now I just want to save you guys some money so you don't waste money buying holsters that just aren't that good, right? Yeah, your gun will fit in them and you could wear them, but they're not comfortable, they don't conceal well, and you need one for every gun, right? Not with these guys. These are great holsters. Also, T-Rex Arms does make another holster. I believe this is like the sidecar or something. This is what I used to use for appendix carry. Nothing against T-Rex Arms. It's a great company. I love this holster of theirs, but compared to the Tier 1 Concealment, it's not as good, right? Just doesn't conceal as well. It could be different for other people with different body types and different guns, but for a full-size gun, it just doesn't do a good job concealing it. It's kind of big and bulky, and the wing just isn't, I feel like, doesn't stick out far enough. I mean, you could probably put a wedge on it and make it better, but I don't mean to knock their stuff. They make great stuff. I use a lot of their stuff. They learn a lot from his videos, but if you want a appendix carry holster, get a Tier 1 concealed, and I'm not getting paid. I'm just literally telling you it's a better holster. If you have suppressor, you should want one for the outside the waistband, for a battle belt or something. Get one of these, throw a QLS system on there. You'll be good to go. Alright guys, hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. And see you guys next time.